Now, this is a good question, you know. We don't even ask ourselves now, why would someone become a Sikh today? But back in those days, what would be one of the reasons that people become a Sikh? Obviously, Guru Sahib themselves, they were inspirational, very spiritual leaders, yeah? The word we use for them is Sache Padshah, the true king. The king of this world and the king of the next world. We have no concept that Maharaj's powers only extend to the physical realm, yeah? They are physical kings as well. They ruled over the Sikhs. At that time, the Sikhs didn't listen to worldly laws as much as they listened to Guru Sahib's laws. But also Gurbani, what they wrote, you know, their words, their poetry that they wrote. It was so touching to the soul that a Sikh would wake up in the morning and long to read Japji Sahib. They wouldn't feel normal until they, you know, like sometimes, you know, if you wake up in the morning and you haven't sort of, you know, brush your teeth or wash your face, you don't quite feel right. Yeah. But if you live this life, then until you've read your part, it doesn't quite feel right. Nothing feels normal until that time, and you had that dose of Guru. They experienced the Kirtan. They experienced the power of that Gurbani. And also they realized that Sikhi is revolutionary. Yeah? The Sikhs at that time realized this is not something usual that's coming upon here. This is a very unusual thing. Yeah? Maharaj is bringing some laws that have never been seen before. Equality amongst all human beings, men and women. Yeah? That kind of stuff that really people only dreamed about. One day the world might be like this. Suddenly Guru is saying, this is the day. This is that day that the world changes. Yeah? And it's a complete system. Why I say that? Because Guru Sahib is complete. We use the word all the time. If you've heard this word Pura Guru, Pura means complete, perfect. So they do make a perfect system as well. Yeah. Firstly, you've got, you know, their own cities. Nanak Dev Ji making Kartarpur, Guru Angad Dev Ji then building up Khadur Sahib, then Goindwal. Now Guru Ramdas Ji setting up Ramdas Sarovar, and now Amritsar, a building, you know, a sort of hub for the Sikh community at that time. Taran Taran was made by Guru Sahib as well. Guru Arjan Dev Ji made Taran Taran. So now you've got cities being made. We've got our own temples, our own holidays. Guru Sahib's birthdays become our holidays. Yeah, when we give Khalsa, Gurpurabs that we celebrate. You know, Diwali even people celebrate now. We'll talk about it afterwards. What was the reason in today's session? But the point is, we end up having our own culture being made up. Yeah, our own prayers. So not the Gayatri Mantra, it's now the Mool Mantra. Things like this. Yeah, language. When I say our own language, Guru Sahib's use of language becomes our language. When Guru Sahib's using the word Allah, it ceases to be the word just used by the Muslims. It becomes our word now. It refers to the one, not just conception of Allah being the Islamic conception that is outside of this world and not in the world, but that it becomes for us the power that's inside us. Yeah. Again, we've got our own lineage of the Gurus. The family of the Gurus is flowing in there. Now we're starting to find out, like, somebody, not just lineage of the Gurus, but the lineage of the Sikhs. Bhai Mardana's lineage is still going on. Yeah, from that time. We've also got the lineage of, you know, like Baba Buddha Ji, and their, you know, like people that were around at that time, their kids upon kids. Even Guru Angad Dev Ji's lineage is inside. Yeah, we've got later on Baba Binod Singh, who is like the descendant of Guru Angad Dev Ji. So all these families, these people, every person becomes a Sikh of Guru Nanak, Guru Angad Dev Ji, Guru Arjan Amar Das Ji. Their kids are becoming Sikhs. Just like, you know, we now are the lineage of our parents and the parents before them. There's a community there of growing of people who have always been Sikh their whole life. Yeah. You've also got musicians, a music culture, a culture of music, a culture of equality, our own mantras and our own preachers now. Yeah, people that we would follow in every town. 150 people we talked about, set up by Guru Amar Das Ji themselves, sent out to go and preach Sikhi. Yeah. Now you can imagine, like, they're like put into job by the Guru themselves. Yeah. And Maharaj was not shy about spreading Sikhi. Sometimes we feel a bit shy, but they weren't. They knew what they were, and they knew this truth had to be spread. And also you've got the actual spiritual enlightenment that Guru's Kirpa worked. It wasn't enough for this whole system. Like many of us now, you know, including myself when I was 21, we saw the system, we thought it's great, but we never felt that Kirpa. We never felt that the system actually worked. That the theory that we discussed in week 2 of this merging with God, this theory of experiencing God, that this theory wasn't just a theory, it was real. It could work. Yeah. And every single person here, I would say, you know, has access to that. You know, we've been born into Guru Nanak Dev Ji's house themselves. Most of us are born right in that place where it should be there, na? So we have access to this power. It's not the case that just the people with the beards and turbans can connect to God. Every single person here could. All we have to do is follow the system of Maharaj. Okay? And that it was the highest was the Naam. That the saying God's name actually worked. It wasn't just like, oh yeah, maybe. No, saying Vaheguru, people felt their lives